What's up, everyone? This is Strange Skull back again with another movie review of this one of Godzilla Minus One, Toho Productions that was supposed to get a limited run. This came out about a month ago, but since it's been doing so well at the box office, they keep extending the theater life, and I finally got around to seeing it. Sorry about my voice. I'm getting over being sick, so I'm a little nasally, but here we go. Well, this one just came out of nowhere. Like I said, a couple months ago. I wasn't even sure I was going to see this one, but I was hearing so many good things about it. I had to go see it. Now, if you guys out there don't know about this, it's a Japanese film, Toho Productions. I think it's being distributed by A24 Films, but it's all in Japanese. It's subtitled for English. You just got to read it. I was a little hesitant at first, but I was able to follow along with the story pretty well. It gets its point across. I won't go into spoilers yet, but the plot of the movie is it starts out in 1945 at the end of pretty much the ending of World War II. And the main character is a kamikaze pilot who he pretty much chickens out. He's supposed to, if you don't know kamikaze pilot, you're a suicide bomber pretty much. You just take your plane and you plummet it into the enemy ship. That was the Japanese strategy at the end of World War II because literally they had nothing left. Most of their heavy machinery, like their battleships, were all sank. The only thing they really had left were pilots and their planes. And the main character, he freezes and he makes up some BS thing that his plane was malfunctioning so he can land on this island, Oda Island. It's like a refuel depot for planes. And even the mechanics, when they start working on his plane, they kind of know his story's bullshit because they can't find anything mechanically wrong with the plane. His fuel system's fine and his weapons are fine. It's just, they really don't say it, but they know he chickened out. And even one guy, when he's sitting off on the shoreline, the guy kind of even tells him, he's like, yeah, we need guys like you. The war's over. It's kind of futile. Even if you did go through with it, you weren't going to fix anything. And then this is where just out of fucking nowhere, Godzilla just shows up. And he's almost like a dinosaur in a way at the beginning. It's kind of cool. It's like watching Jurassic Park almost, but it's Godzilla, and they make it like a local legend. It's pretty good. And that's about all I'll go for. This is still the non-spoiler part. I felt it was a really good movie. It's like, even though it's a Godzilla movie, to me it's kind of a romance story in a way, and also kind of almost a little, I think I'd have to say the message of the whole movie is you have to live on. You can't just be trapped by the mistakes of the past. You have to move on, because a lot of characters in this movie, because post-World War II, Japan was hell. Their country was devastated, because when the main character gets back to Japan, he's pretty much an outcast. Everyone is blaming him, and pretty much a lot of the other soldiers that survived, saying all the pain that they suffered, because Tokyo, that's where he lives, was air raided, so everything is burned. Everything's in rubble. His parents die in it, and his neighbors blame him for his cowardice is the reason why Tokyo was burned. But as the movie goes on and people get calmed down, it's really the message of the movie is live. You have to live. You have to survive and just move on. If I had to give this movie a rating, I'll give it a 9 out of 10. It's pretty damn good. I mean, if you guys don't like reading subtitles, I get that, but it does not distract you. It helps you move along. It just beat for beat, man. It's really good. And And really, if you're a fan of anime, it kind of flows like an anime type movie. And the effects in it are awesome. So, if you don't want spoilers, this is your warning. 3, 2, 1. Now we're going into spoilers here. The Godzilla in this movie is fucking awesome looking. It's like they took the combination of like the original design with the way the arms and the head are like positioned when he's walking. Even how he walks, he almost walks like how the guy in the suit did in the original 50s movie. And like the roar sounds like it. And the coolest thing is when he finally makes landfall in this, I think it's Giza is the city he destroys. As soon as you see him walking through the city, they play the classic Godzilla theme, the dun, dun, dun. And it's just like those old 50s movies. He's just a walking path of destruction. It's like they have tanks, they're shooting at him. He just shrugs it off. He's throwing freaking train cars around. And again, for the budget of this film, which is like $15 million is what they're reporting. It's like the marketing budget of a Disney movie, but these guys made this thing. This movie looks like it's $100 million film with just how good Godzilla, for being a completely CGI'd character, he walks around like it's natural. Even the way the lighting looks on him, it looks like he's really there. And even the actors who are running away in terror of this thing, it's just like the looks on their faces, like when they see him like coming out of the water or he's walking around, you really think this thing is standing in front of them. And I love it too, because like the impending, just the dread of when you start seeing the blue light and his like spikes coming up on his tip of his tail to like his back when he's charging up to fire his atomic breath. It's like the dread. And it's just like, as soon as he fires it, and at the ending, and it just looks like a freaking nuke going off. It's awesome. And then the way they did the sound where he roars, I was in a theater, it was just couple people, but the way the roar, it sounded like it just goes completely 360 around your head when he roars. It is awesome. It's like the whole plot of the movie is like Godzilla gets irradiated from the Bikini Atoll experiments with the nukes that the U.S. was conducting. You actually see it. They show the actual footage of one of the nukes going off, and Godzilla is in the ocean, and you start seeing him get irradiated, and he starts mutating. Because when you first see him at the beginning of the movie, he literally looks like the T-Rex from Jurassic Park. He's about roughly that big. He's not monstrous. I mean, he has his spikes and stuff, but he's not 50 feet tall. He's just, like I said, he's about the size of the T-Rex from Jurassic Park. And he massacres everybody on the island. And our main character, I forget his name. They're in Japanese, and I suck at pronouncing Japanese names. I think his name is, like Sikiyama, I think his name. But anyway, the main character, his fighter plane has like, I think it's 30 millimeter machine guns on it. And he's supposed to take out Godzilla with it. He gets in his plane, and he's about to shoot it, but again, he freezes, and he runs away and causes pretty much all the mechanics on the island, they get killed. Except one guy. Because he wakes up the next day, and the other surviving mechanic who was like in charge of them all, he's wounded, and he's like gathering up the bodies, and he just starts lambasting the main character, calling him a coward, like, why didn't you shoot? It's all your fault that all these guys are dead. And he carries that guilt throughout the movie, because even when they get evacuated from the island, I think it's a Japanese ship, they don't really show you, but it's a bunch of Japanese soldiers, and that guy, a surviving mechanic, comes up to the main character, and he hands him this like leather pouch. At first, I thought it was money, but later, it's the photos of all of those dead mechanics' families and their loved ones. And this tortures our main character throughout the film because he feels responsible that all of them are dead and he survived because he's a kamikaze pilot. That's the main theme throughout this movie is he was a kamikaze pilot. He was supposed to die for honor and for the emperor and stuff. And he didn't. He chickened out because he wants to live. And he feels guilty for that. But when he gets back to Tokyo and he's trying to rebuild his life, he bumps into this girl who's being chased as a thief, and she hands him this baby. It's not her kid. It's just, again, Tokyo was devastated from the air raids. This baby's parents made her promise to take care of this kid because they were dying. So they kind of have like a makeshift family. Even though he's hesitant, like he doesn't want him, like he doesn't like the kid calling him daddy, and he doesn't want, even though he's kind of develops feelings for the girl he finds, he can't marry her. Or even though he wants to, he feels like he can't because he feels like he's got a mark against him because he's dishonored. He's a kamikaze pilot who didn't do his job, so he's, in Japanese culture, a lot of veterans from Japan, when they came back from the war, faced a lot of that. They were blamed for, why'd you guys lose? Because you lost, we're suffering now. So that's the other theme of this movie. I think it's Japan trying to rebuild its identity and trying to get away from the mindset of their culture prior to that, which was the whole samurai code and giving your life, like pretty much throwing away your life. And that's even what a character says later on in the movie, which is, we've pretty much cheapened life. We treated life cheaply, but now we have to embrace life to move on to the future. Which again, really did happen in Japan, where they just threw away their lives cheaply because, oh no, it's for honor and all this, but at the end, didn't really matter. But again, the whole plot of the movie is, main character, he's rebuilding his life, he gets a job clearing out sea mines left over from the war, because there's like shit tons all around Japan, and they have to get rid of them or else they can't get commerce, and it's just very dangerous. And then Godzilla starts, after he's been mutated, he starts sinking U.S. battleships. And the U.S. really are trying to, they can't deal with it because of rising tensions, because the Cold War is starting. And they don't want to piss off the Soviets, so pretty much Japan is left to fend for itself. And again, I think when the most part of this movie is taking place, it's like 1946 or 1947. Japan has a defense force. It's barely anything, because Japan was disarmed after World War II. It was part of their surrender, which is they don't have nothing of a military. They got a few boats, but no battleships, no tanks, really. No standing army, but yet they're supposed to contend with this freaking monster. And it's pretty much the plot of every Godzilla movie. People banding together, trying to stop him, but I'm not going to go into the end of it. Just go see the movie. It's awesome. I'm pretty sure this movie's going to be in theaters probably until next month, maybe. If you got a showing, go see it. It's awesome. It's a fun movie. The best thing I got to say about this movie is there's no political message. There's no identity politics horse shit. It's just a movie. It's a movie. I think it was about maybe an hour and a half, I think the film was. And the thing is, too, I didn't feel it was slow. I thought it was paced really well. It keeps you moving. And just told a great story about characters. Like, you feel for the characters, like their sorrow. And again, when Godzilla's breaking shit, it's just like, oh, damn. And again, I love a good Godzilla movie. It's like, I've liked the legendary movies that they've done, like Kong and Godzilla. Even the other two legendary released movies of Godzilla and then Godzilla King of Monsters, I love it. But this Godzilla Minus One is awesome. Go see it. It's got the Strange Skull approval. You'll have fun. All right. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you've seen it, let me know what you think. See you in the next review. Bye.